The Ancient Gods DLC is just what we needed after Doom Eternal's campaign. I just loved its difficulty and its setting. But this review is going to be different from the last Doom review. I consider myself pretty decent at Doom, but damn, this DLC really changed my viewpoint. To have some parts not sound like I just suck at the game, I will bring a special guy who has last appeared 2 years ago, Hatermate. Unlike me, who hasn't beaten Ultra Nightmare, he has beaten Doom Eternal's campaign 2 times on Ultra Nightmare, and of course, Ancient Gods on it too. So he has both golden skins and the shotgun skin too. So whenever you see and hear this,
life is pain but at least Doom is eternal,
that means this point of view comes from him. I do share many points like him, so you all don't have to worry about me just having only one opinion and hear text to speech the whole video. This DLC really knows how to utilize demons. In base campaign I never found Carcass too dangerous. Rather minor inconvenience, but it's often crippling in this DLC. The level design is rather cramped and you can be surprised how much pain can shotgunner cause. There's just shit ton of more pressure units, which is a good thing because it lets me discover new strategies and is always pushing me to improve. All I can say is that Archviles, Barons of Hell, Carcasses and Tyrants are the sole reason for my crippling alcoholism.
Cyberdemons are not that bad to deal with, but Baron of Hells are this time more bullies than ever before. Arachnotrons are so plentiful that it's actually scary. But Carcasses and Shotgunners are a real threat, because how many there are? Can you guess how many Arachnotrons and Carcasses appear during the first level? Too fucking many, I tell you. The high demon counts and how many tougher demons there is makes this DLC feel like classic Doom. Also we have new demons such as some turrets which are just pressure units. Bloodmakers are assholes that ruin my day with their attack, but treating them with lead saves the day. They are like the Marauder but easier to kill, super annoying and final boss. Spectre Whiplashes. I freeze them more often now. Not the tired and the most devious demon of them all. Spirit. Spirits are a bastard to kill. They possess a demon and make it faster and tougher. You can't falter or ice bomb the demon it possesses. The only way you will make it stop is with a beam stun. Kill the demon they possess and fry them with microwave beam. Spirits are really nice addition because they break my bad habits and make me think outside the box. And of course, the giant tentacle. It's not too bad. Alright, first on the list we have Carcass. I have to say a tier cause he has weird hairless nipples. Also the fucking shield. Baron and Tyrant goes to same categories. I prefer my steak medium rather than bully to fucking roof. Bloodmakers I have nothing else to say but fuck them and their whole fucking slowing projectile. Spirit makes me want to become Ghostbuster and suck up that thing from existence. There are so many demons who I could add to this list, but there is one Ultra Nightmare Ender, the fucking tentacle. I can't shoot at that time when it pops up fucking fuck. That wasn't so bad.
There is 3 levels in this DLC, and there is just right amount of length. We have this abandoned USC Atlantica base, where you need to swim through the ocean to reach the Seraphim's location. Blood swamps which Hayden mentioned, where we need to complete trials to retrieve the Father's Soul Spear. Then we return back to Urdak in the hold, where we need to resurrect the Dark Lord instead. These levels are really nice to look at, and there's this amount of detail in the levels, which were made in what? Half a year? Really impressive.
Hold in Atlantica has to be my favorite visual vice, but Blood Swamp is my favorite part of the whole DLC. The trials really test your mind. If you can't stay cool in the heat of the battle, you are gonna have bad time. There are more hazards which you need to watch out for, such as these explosive planks which will slow you down and blur your screen if you get hit by one, and far more tentacles than there was in base game. Yeah, the weird hentai tentacles are everywhere in this DLC, but they're not that hard to deal with. Also they have a big tentacle. It's more like a joke to people who think the normal tentacle is unfair. The platforming sections are still enjoyable as they were in the campaign.
Atlantica base is an awesome tutorial level to this DLC. You heard me right. All these insane arena fights, and at the end where you take on 2 Marauders at once, is just a tutorial. Blood swamps are the hardest level in the DLC. How cramped the arenas are and high amount of heavy and super heavy demons make it really tough to get through the arenas without dying at least 2 times. And you get to fight buffed Marauder, which is a pain to deal with how fast he is. In the hold you need to take on Doom Hunter and 2 Tyrants, which one of is possessed, and fight a boss fight even more difficult than Icon of Sin fight. Samur is the final boss of this DLC. He puts up a real fight. Samuel, aka Seraphim, is tired of your shit and decides himself to stop you. He teleports often, so lock and rockets isn't useful for all the fight. He throws these eyeballs which hurts you until you get rid of them, and shoots you with projectiles, until he brings out spirits who possesses 2 demons and you need to get rid of them to hurt him. He's absolutely difficult to beat, which is really amazing how some people manage to get through without dying once.
Samur was the hardest thing on the whole DLC. He is not that hard to fight, but those possessed Dread Knight and the Meatball, I mean Pain Elemental, the eyeballs are pretty easy to take out, and remember when I mentioned the Blood Angels are assholes. They really are here to ruin your fun.
This DLC makes great use of underused weapons and mods such as the Maker and Microwave Beam. Because how scarce the BFG ammo is, you really want to preserve it for like the possessed demons, because BFG dentries have like 90% damage reduction towards them. So Unmaker deals great damage. Microwave Beam is needed if you want to stop the spirits. You can stun it with the beam and see how much health it has left. The story is awesome. I just really like how this continues the trend of not showing the story down your throat. Most of the story is contained in data logs which you can read in your own time. All I can say that the story of Heaven came to be and how Seraphim took father from the realm is really nice. It really does a nice job covering some aspects of Doom Eternal campaign, like how Vega is actually father's soul but just without the memories, and Samuel is actually the Seraphim who took father from Urdek by his command. The music is great. While not as awesome as Mick Corden's work, it's still great.
Andrew Halshalt and David Levy are pretty talented individuals. They made Doom music as a fan, and made music for Quake Champions and remake Doom's soundtrack, so the music is at great hands in my opinion. You know, when the Atlantica metal hits you in the right spot, it makes me grab a super shotgun and turn Doom Eternal into Demon Horror Simulator, where I am the monster and the demons are trapped in the room with me. Just take a listen to these new heavy metal tracks.
You will now get a skin for completing all optional encounters in a level, which is an awesome reward to motivate to get them all done. You don't get any new weapon, but you get brand new type of rune, Support Rune, which name imply will support you in a certain way, which is cool. These 3 include: get your extra life back by killing the demon who dealt the final blow on you, cause Falter when you destroy a weak point, and overcharge Blood Punch when you're under 75% health. You can get them by either fighting them in secrets or completing a Slayer Gate, which are 10 times harder than in the campaign. Remember when I say possessed demons talk to kill? Well, you will meet possessed Marauder in Holt's Gate, so good luck getting that final support rune. I am not a fan of the turret. It's just an underwhelming enemy compared to the rest of the DLC, and generally annoying to deal with. I will miss Mick Corden's work towards the Doom franchise. Your music will be missed.
The skins are skins, but after you get them all, the optional encounters become pretty pointless. In the main campaign you get weapon points for completing them, but in this DLC you start off maxed out, so they were fair replacement. But after you're 100% the DLC, it's pointless to do them in repeat playthroughs.
Support runes don't really do it for me. Like, one of the runes actually feel useful, and it's not even available in Ultra Nightmare, so you have 2 runes. The Falter rune feels like it doesn't work half of the time. A Blood Punch rune is more of a panic button when you're at a low health. The bugs make this DLC really hard to play, especially Blood Punch hit detection. Sometimes when you try to go for a punch it might not register it, causing you to get most of the time hit. This happens way too often, especially when I have Falter the demon with a frag, and just fucks me over. Or what about Falter not functioning at all? What about no target bug for Saints Up? This buffed Marauder is sometimes hard to kill because he gets stuck on certain parts, and when he gets close to you he won't even bring down the axe.
You know when you fuck up at the game, but if they poke both of your eyes you can't blame yourself but the game. This fog sections is downright BS with the possessed Arachnotron. And like Trashcan said, when the new target bug for Chainsaw, which is core part of the game, doesn't work, it's the game's fault, not the players. It's just unfair. I have died to these bugs couple of times on my Ultra Nightmare run. It's really annoying.
These bugs can be a real pain and it can make a Ultra Nightmare literally impossible to beat, because even if you know how the stuff works, it won't even matter because an error in the coding code ends your run. It's hard to work at home, so I'm hopeful for the future they will fix this stuff once they get back to offices. This was a talk one. I really didn't find anything downright trash about this DLC because it's so well made. If I were to review at the same week the DLC came out, I would have said I didn't like the spirits, but after playing few times, I really like what the spirits add. Hopefully DLC 2 comes soon so we get to fight the Dark Lord.
Well, my work here is done. I'll just go back to existing.